touched by them literally. Now's the time for action. Our society is around us is cool. I'm talking about the climate standing folks. Get their mouth out. Get their jobs pulled.
Yeah, you know what to do.
Now's the time. Do it.
Whether acknowledged or not, you find yourself engaged in a relentless spiritual war. Irrespective of your awareness, an unseen adversary seeks to destroy you, not only in this life, but also in the next. Regardless of your location on this planet, you reside in a fiercely contested battlefield, and escaping this conflict feels impossible. Welcome to Truth and Shadow, your guide through the supernatural. I am your host, BT, and this is a Shadow Short. Let's navigate the unknown on this brief journey into the depths of mystery. The Apostle Paul employed the symbolism of a soldier's armor to highlight virtues crucial for Christians, serving as a formidable defense against the wiles of sinister forces. These virtues safeguard our minds and hearts, preventing deception and temptation. Any lapse in these virtues becomes a vulnerability, akin to a chink in our armor. Faith, the initial theological virtue, is likened to a shield by the Apostle Paul, underscoring its pivotal role as a formidable defense against adversaries. Paul's portrayal emphasizes the necessity of firmly grasping and elevating faith as a robust barrier between ourselves and the enemy. This concept of faith involves a dual aspect, comprising a profound knowledge of God and a steadfast trust in Him. The clarity derived from understanding the teachings of Christianity become a beacon that exposes the deceitful lures and temptations of our adversary. Moreover, a resolute trust in God acts as a powerful counterforce, rendering impotent the doubts and accusations hurled our way. In Ephesians chapter 6, verse 16, the apostle assures believers that the shield of faith possesses the capability to deflect and quench all the fiery darts launched by the most wicked of forces. This vivid imagery underscores the significance of anchoring ourselves in faith to fortify against the assault of spiritual adversaries. Hope is the second theological virtue. It is the hope of salvation, and it serves as a protective helmet according to the apostles' proclamation in 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 8, emphasizing its crucial role in safeguarding the mind. The insidious tactic of the enemy involves tempting believers into despair. Losing hope in salvation opens our minds to the infiltration of poisonous thoughts planted by those sinister forces. Concluding that victory is unattainable can lead to questioning the purpose of the battle itself. Therefore, the helmet of hope must never be removed if one is to courageously overcome the enemy's assaults. It stands as a vital defense, preserving the believer's mental resilience in the face of spiritual challenge. Within his epistles, the Apostle Paul intriguingly designates love and righteousness as the spiritual breastplate. It's a motif echoed in 1 Thessalonians 5:8 and Ephesians 6:14. Here, righteousness is explained as being rightly aligned with God and others, entwining seamlessly with love. Jesus in Matthew chapter 22, verses 36 through 40, illuminates that correct relations involve wholehearted love for God and others. The breastplate, serving as a guardian for the heart, represents the epicenter of our soul, the realm of our will and decision-making. Love, extending beyond mere sentiment to encompass right action and choices, becomes the stalwart defender of our hearts. Moreover, when our love for God and others wavers, the resilience of this spiritual armor weakens, rendering us susceptible to those sinister forces that aim at the core of our being. The loss of love exposes us to potentially lethal assault on the seat of our convictions and choices. It underscores the crucial imperative of maintaining love as a dynamic and unwavering spiritual defense. The Apostle Paul aptly illustrates the breastplate woven with threads of love and righteousness, fortifying the believer's heart, ensuring a robust shield against the malevolent forces seeking to penetrate the core of one's faith and resolve. The Apostle Paul intricately weaves the theme of truth into our spiritual armor, portraying truth as the sentinel of our loins. In his wisdom, Paul stresses the imperative of seeking and living in the truth, a fundamental quest for understanding the nuances of living and loving rightly, essential for resisting the father of lies. Expanding on this spiritual armor, Paul introduces the notion of armor of light. Rather than succumbing to the shadows cast by dark vices rooted in physical appetites, he advocates for a dignified comportment. This entails a deliberate avoidance of gratifying the desires of the flesh. Instead, Paul implores believers to clothe themselves in the virtues exemplified by our Lord Jesus Christ, essentially donning the armor of light as a protectant against the encroachment of moral darkness. In this profound exhortation, the apostle underscores the transformative power of truth, portraying it not only as a protective element, but also as a guiding force. Embracing truth becomes an indispensable facet in fortifying ourselves against the seductive influence of falsehood and steering clear of the pitfalls associated with misguided passion. Through the Apostle Paul's guidance, believers are encouraged to cultivate a discerning spirit, clad in the luminous armor of truth and righteousness, as they navigate the complexities of life and spirituality. The Apostle Paul metaphorically extends the armor imagery to spiritual footwear, emphasizing the significance of sturdy boots, symbolizing readiness for the gospel of peace. This readiness entails a continued preparedness to bring the good news of salvation, the peace of God, and the love of Jesus Christ wherever our journeys lead. The act of winning hearts in this way is positioned as a form of spiritual warfare, actively participating in the liberation of those entangled by sinister forces. However, the path of sharing one's faith is not without its challenges. The enemy strategically scatters obstacles, doubts, accusations, and fears, like rocks and thorns along our way. These impediments range from self-doubt to the fear of rejection, an attempt to divert us from our mission. Yet Paul encourages believers to equip themselves with the boots of readiness. This involves diligent preparation through study and prayer, ensuring a secure walk over these obstacles, even crushing them underfoot. By embracing this metaphorical armor, believers not only navigate the complexities of sharing their faith, but also trample over impediments, demonstrating resilience against doubts and fear. The call to readiness underscores the importance of continual spiritual preparedness, reinforcing the idea that a foundation of study and prayer fortifies one's journey in sharing the gospel effectively. Lastly, humility stands as the paramount virtue in spiritual warfare, fostering the growth of all other virtues. The Apostle Paul illuminates this by highlighting how Christ's humility led to the defeat of the devil. See James 4:10 or Philippians chapter 2 verses 3 through 11. In the Apostle Peter's epistle, humility is not only encouraged for harmonious relationships, but is presented as vital armor, especially when confronting the devil's predatory tactics, where he resembles himself as a roaring lion. 1 Peter chapter 5. Peter's cautionary note underscores humility's roles in averting the danger of pride and vainglory. A poignant example is found in Anthony the Great's vision, where humility emerged as the key to navigating devilish traps on earth. Paul's comprehensive counsel in Colossians 3:12-14 encapsulates these virtues into a spiritual armor: mercy, kindness, humility, patience, forgiveness, and above all, charity, intertwine to protect us against the relentless assaults of the spiritual sinister forces. This armor, as Paul emphasizes, provides a holistic and robust defense, enveloping believers in protection against the multifaceted challenges posed by spiritual adversaries. In recognizing the primacy of humility, believers find not only a shield against the enemy's snares, but also a foundation for cultivating a virtuous and resilient spiritual life. Thank you for listening. This is a free podcast based upon the value for value model. If you find value in this or any episode, you can return that value by liking the show, subscribing to this channel, leaving a review, or sharing with a friend on your social media accounts. You can also donate on my website. Thank you again. This is BT for Truth and Shadow Podcast. You are the light in the darkness.